Hello, beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Currents, a space for energetic tune-up, soul check-ins, and real conversations. I'm Polly Marie, and I share grounded, embodied teachings drawn from lived experience. This channel is about remembering who you are beneath the noise, so that you can flow through your life with clarity, meaning, and alignment. Each week, we explore a fresh cosmic download from my spirit team by weaving archetypes, animal wisdom, and your own inner knowing. We'll playfully explore both light and shadow and deepen our understanding as a collective for navigating the new frequencies coming through our planetary alignments. So this week's cosmic current, it's reminding us that we're octaves of one source, the divine mind. So this energy is taking the pulse of where we are collectively, and it's guiding us deeper into alignment with it. It's invoking a call to action. However, discernment and alignment are critical components to this movement as we intersect with this pivotal point of knowing our purpose and our passion as being that best fuel for our forward momentum as we reconnect to our why. So this is important because we're being activated by that Mercury, Venus, Mars, Saturn, and Neptune as they now align, and they'll be aligned through into next week through April 24th, 2026. So it's a message about being courageous. However, to ensure that your plans are grounded, because we're entering in that new moon in Aries today as I'm placing this recording on April 17th, 2026, and it's bringing an intensity. So this is the new moon at 27 degrees of Aries, and it's the Sabian symbol of undeterred faith in pursuit of ideas. So this is a reevaluation of what success is and having faith in attainable ideas and learning to avoid disappointment. Wow, so we're going to dive deeper into that. But this is about how self-development takes place on a trial and error basis. It's a process, not an outcome that matters. And it'll have setbacks. It can't be perfect, but faith is the true prize here. So when we fail to achieve our intended purpose, then we must adjust our orientation of intent. Consider again what success really looks like on that deepest level for yourself as an individual. And it's through imagination that a lost opportunity is regained. So the download that I received, you are carrying a unique blueprint within you. A long forgotten desire is rising, not to comfort you, but to awaken you. Choose what is true, choose what is aligned. Your path is asking for courage now, to move beyond comfort, to honor the vows you've made, or consciously release them. You are not here to repeat the story. You are here to rewrite it. So we're exploring this, and we're going to explore this through our state of being as we moving into this unity consciousness, right? And in this kind of flavor of what that new moon is bringing, and that's that imagination, it being regained. And we're going to do that by looking at the archetype of us as the Starborn, because we are all Starborn. We are all divine children. We're destined beings. And through the imagination of the Starborn archetype, it represents that radiant, elusive spark of light that arrives with each of us at birth. So from that moment, we enter the world, the cosmos, imprinted a unique energetic blueprint that maps our path. So we just need to move towards that. And that will naturally align us in that unity consciousness. So while the idea of destiny can feel controversial, the Starborn carries an innate sense of purpose. It's an orientation towards something beyond the mundane. This energy invites you to revisit your origin story. What did you long for as a child? What dreams once felt natural to you? You're being asked to see your life not as a series of logistics, but as a living myth. So in its light expression, the Starborn is trusting, it's vibrant, and it's directed. In its shadow, it manifests as misalignment, longing, or a sense of being lost. So when this archetype appears, it often signals the return of a long-forgotten desire, one that may shake you awake, and you're being called to reclaim that desire and honor it as part of your unique blueprint within the greater unity of consciousness. So alongside this, we're going to meet the archetype of the destroyer. Now, this is the force of necessary endings. This archetype represents the unexpected, the dismantling of illusions, the breaking down of structures that no longer serve. Though often uncomfortable, it is essential. And as a collective, we tend to resist endings. We cling to permanence as a measure of success. Yet the destroyer reminds us that transformation requires release. So in its light aspect, that destroyer acts with precision. It clears the path for realignment. And I am definitely feeling that even today with kind of what manifested in my experience was a complete realignment, and just bearing witness to that, and just knowing that if I was to attach to something from the past, it brings that shadow, and then it can become self-destructive, or I could have viewed it as negative or a resistance to rebuilding. Instead, we want to sit back and we want to center back into our I am presence, and we just want to be that observer of that. Because its purpose isn't chaos for its own sake, but it wants to liberate. It wants to strip away the stagnation so that the truth and that alignment to our star purpose blueprint, our star-born self, can emerge. I love what Picasso said, that every act of creation is first an act of destruction. So next we're being shifted into and encountering this archetype energy of the judge, which is discernment, it's balance. But the judge helps us to determine what is true, safe, aligned, at least in our lived experience or what we're witnessing in our experience. So if it's in balance, it advocates for that justice and compassion and right action. If it's in shadow, it becomes critical, it can be unforgiving, it can become divisive, it can fuel fear or separation or even prejudice. So the invitation is to refine your discernment without losing the connection to our heart connection, right? To that heart coherence. So the world does need the judge. It needs the judge, though, in its awakened form, clear and compassionate and guided by love. So let's take a look at some messages from our animal spirit guidance and allies here. We have fire, air, and water coming forth. So our fire is our action again, representing that purpose-driven movement. And this came through with the animal type of the cheetah. The cheetah, before it runs, it knows why it runs, right? So this is our reminder to reconnect with our why, that deeper purpose that fuels our actions. So in balance, it's focused and it's powerful. Out of balance, it can be impatient or scattered. So you want to just be mindful of that. And then our air sign here being in this, our perception, or again, that mind, because we're looking at this through that lens, through the cosmic current of that we are all octaves of one source, the divine mind, okay? So this is coming through as the animal spirit from the moth, and this is perception. So drawn to light, yet, right, because the moth goes to light, yet it's often distracted by illusion. It just kind of flutters all around. The moth then teaches us that life can be complex and it's not meant to be simplified into easy answers. So if we're in balance in this energy, we're curious and we're inspired. If we're in the shadow, we idealize or we're escaping reality. So we want to ground ourselves by completing whatever it is we begin. Okay? And it's okay if it's just even a small task. Take those small things day by day and complete them. Then we have some water support here to support our growth. And that came through as the animal spirit of the Stingray. And this represents that pivotal moment of the personal evolution. This is exactly where we're at with this new moon here today. So we feel these external pressures that may be arising. It's intense. But our inner knowing, or call it our Dharma, it cannot be ignored. It can't be bypassed for too long, right? That growth is there. It may feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's inevitable and it's necessary. And we're being supported in this. We're being guided. And we're being guided by the vow. When we think about the vow as an archetypical energy, it's like a sacred commitment. It's more than words. It's a spiritual contract. So this is like a new spiritual contract, or our original, I shouldn't even say new, it's our origin, our star origin contract. So this is whether it's been spoken consciously, meaning we know it and we've spoken it to ourselves consciously, or it could be unconscious and still being shaped. Our promises shape that through our reality, and it carries an energetic weight. So we're just being asked to reflect and just to ask ourselves again, like, okay, what vows are we currently living by? Are they aligned? Are they honored? Do we feel honored in that? Do we feel good in that, right? Does it feel like a fuck yes? Does it light us up? Or is it just ready to be released? So if we hold this in our awareness, vows can anchor us back into our purpose. So we want to take a look at that, because if we ignore that, or if they're broken, they can create these lingering energetic entanglements. So this is a time to either recommit with intention or consciously bring closure. And you can do that through any kind of closing ritual. So ultimately, this week's energy invites us to recognize ourselves as the storytellers of our lives. We're not here to finish the story. We're here to evolve it. And this is the octave of conscious authorship. So it's where we reclaim our ability to choose, to edit, and to rewrite our path. So the message is clear. Our story is not fixed. It's alive, it's responsive, and it's yours to shape. So you can choose the story you're living and begin again, as this current invites you to remember that you are Starborn, an expression of the divine mind with a unique purpose encoded within you. So through these archetypes of the Starborn, the destroyer, the judge, you're guided to reclaim your desires and release what no longer serves. Refine your discernment with compassion. And you have supportive energies, as we discussed with the Cheetah and the Moth and the Stingray, as this powerful moment of transformation, and one that asks you to move beyond the comfort into this conscious alignment. When we take that vow, it reminds us that our words and commitments shape our reality, and they call us to honor or release. So ultimately, this is a week of this conscious authorship, where we step into this power, right? We're feeling the intensity, so just step into it and start to rewrite the story. Embody your truth. Choose your path forward with clarity and intention. I really appreciate you being here and clicking play, and if you've stayed through the end of the message. And if it resonated with you, just take a moment to like the video. It does help this energy reach those who are ready for it. Subscribe to stay connected with these weekly cosmic currents. It means a lot to me, and more importantly, it gets deeper transmissions out to the collective. And I'd love to hear from you. So what is the story you are choosing to rewrite now? Share in the comments, and let's witness each other in this shift. Your voice matters here. Your presence matters. I'll see you in the next transmission. Much, much love.